I got my hands on the S1 laser from ACMER. Friends, it's time to do some testing, so let's get cracking. Alright, so let's take a gander at what's in the box. Quick start guide, a little bit of sample material that we can engrave, our user manual, and a piece of cardboard. We have the wall wart, the laser head, we have the wrenches, and I'm going to assume this is the calibration, another sample, a USB-C connector, our safety glasses, a cloth for cleaning, and a laser that is ready to run. So friends, this guy comes ready to use, but I cannot emphasize enough, go through the manual, safety guide, introduction, install your software, and the usage tips. Make sure you go through all of this so you're just ready to work smartly and safely with your laser. The first step we need to do is to add the laser. First, we're going to take off this safety cover. Notice it has a protective covering. We'll peel that off real quick. Notice it has magnets, so it's easy to get it back in place. Then, of course, we're going to slide it down. Notice you do have a screw so that you can tighten it when you've got it at the right height. I am going to quickly show you that right height as well. Inside our packet is a piece of focusing material. So if we were going to engrave this part, we put in our material we're engraving, we put in our focusing plate, and then we lower the laser to the right spot so that it is that distance away from the object. That's how you focus this laser. The final step, of course, is we need to connect the laser just like this. Bingo, your laser has arrived built and ready to use. Alright, so let's connect this. First I'm going to add the power cord. And now let's connect it to the PC with the USB-C. And finally, let's power it on. We are going to add it to Lightburn, which I can get to right here in my apps. One cool thing about Lightburn is there is a free trial. I did snag mine because I find this software to be so useful. I'm going to ignore this because I just updated a moment ago. Now here is where we need to add our device. Now we can simply hit Find My Laser. We've got it connected via USB. It is powered on, and it'll scan to see if it can find it. Bingo, there it is. Note it's got the measurements, 130 by 130, which is correct, so we can add that device. I'm going to give it the name S1 so I can keep track of which one it is. I'm going to keep those measurements because they're accurate. We do want front, left, auto, home, and hit next. And now when we hit finish, and OK, boom, it homes for the first time. How cool is that? So now let's bounce back to Lightburn and make a real fun keychain. I'm going to start by clicking the text button and I'm going to just type the word love. I'm going to quickly pick a different font. How about Bangers? That one's pretty darn fancy. It does switch to all caps, which is no big deal. I'm also going to stretch this out so it's about 5 centimeters. Now, as I said, I'm going to make this a keychain, so let's put a hole out here on this side. Of course, click and drag to make the circle. Notice it turns into an oblong one. If instead I start again and hold shift, then it keeps its perfect circle shape. Of course, we switch back to the selection tool, click on that, and I'm going to hit delete to get rid of it. If we click on this one, you'll see it's currently 7 by 7. I really wanted to be 5 by 5. I could drag until I was happy, but I'm going to simply type the 5 in here and the 5 in here and press enter. Bam! Perfect circle. Alright, here comes one of my favorite Lightburn steps. We are going to select everything by just dragging all the way around it. Click on the Tools option and find the Offset Shapes. Of course, we could use the shortcut Alt-O. I'm going to stay with the 3mm distance, and I'm going to stay with the round style and hit OK. How cool is that? I'm going to just make another couple adjustments. First, I want to start from the bottom left. It's just my preference. You can do it however you want. Now let's swap to the cuts and layers, and I want to take this outside and I want to make it a cut. So I'm going to use number 2. That's what I call my cut. I've got a speed of 400, a power of 100%, and then I think with this 6-watt laser, it's probably going to take about 6 tries. So I'm going to use 6 for my first test. I'm going to quickly switch back to the selection tool so that way I can grab the word love, and let's set that to be an engrave. It already has the fill of 1000. I'm going to stay with that. I am going to shut off the air because I do not have air assist with this system. Taking a quick peek at the settings, it'll be 1 pass in an interval of 0.12 and a power of 35%, which I think will be fine. Let's switch to the hole, and of course we need to make that a cut, so I'm going to simply click number 2. Notice it keeps all the settings we had already adjusted. Real quickly, just because you never know when you want to use it again, I'm going to click File Save. I store these in my 3D modeling folder, and I'm going to call this Love, and I'm going to put ACMER after it. S1 and hit save. Alright, so with this in place, we are going to get this set up to cut the keychain. I'm going to raise that up quite a ways, and I'm going to use the move commands on the console to nudge this back into place. So I'm just moving it back a little bit so I have room to get that wood in there. Remember, this is where you find your piece of acrylic that has the 2mm that we use for focus. I'm going to set it on my material, and let's lower this down to get the right height. So that is the correct focus. Now I can tighten this back in, pull it out, and then we can simply move this into place. Remember, I did the lower left corner. I can do shift nudge to move further. That one went all the way against the stop. I'm going to do normal nudges to move back. Right now, if you hit frame, you'll see it follows the design, but we do not have a marking. To fix that, we're going to click up on the edit menu and we're going to choose device settings. Over here, we can hit Enable Laser Fire button. We do want laser on when framing, and I'm going to guess that the magic number for this laser is 2%. And finally, click OK. Now, when we click frame, you have got the laser on, so you can tell that it's going to fit on the wood like you expect. I'm going to just do a couple micro nudges. This time I'm going to hold control so it only moves a little bit. Let's do that one more time, and that looks exactly the way I want. Of course, before we cut, let's grab those safety glasses. I am also going to turn on my fan system. And let's make something magical. Alright, so I'm going to power off the fans. Now you can hear how loud the laser is. I'm going to do shift move to get the laser out of the way. And let's see if we had our settings right for cutting through. Friends, that's the way it's supposed to work. Holy cow. 6-watt ACMER S1 laser. Gotta love it. Friends, there you have it. Super simple steps to use Lightburn and the ACMER S1 laser to make a sweet keychain in just a few minutes. Friends, I do want to mention the honeycomb bed was mine. I already had it. That is something you probably want to have. It helps a lot with airflow and you don't burn what's below your projects. Of course, friends, I hope you check out the ACMER S1. Of course, there will be links in the description. And of course, I'd love to hear any questions you might have. course, friends, as I wrap up, I do want to say thank you to everybody that support me via YouTube membership. Of course, 3 different levels of support, and with any level, you get early access to videos. I also want to say thank you to everybody supporting me via Patreon. Love how that group is growing. Of course, the message area is fantastic, and you can learn more with the bit.ly up above or the link in the description. Finally, friends, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget, every time you give a video a like, share a video, add a comment down below, or click subscribe, you're helping HLModTech get just a little bit bigger, which absolutely makes my day. Friends, have a glorious day, and keep tinkering.